How you guys doing? Yeah, guys, everybody's up and ready. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on because when I deal with the phone, anything small, it's like I can see it, but it's just not the detail. You know why? The doctor says I have 20/20 vision, but because I paint and I'm online, I don't blink. So it makes like a vision harder, because we stare at our papers and we stare at computers. Can everybody hear me? Good. Now I did promise that we were going to look over the last two students, or let's call it artists, okay? Last two artists work that we did yesterday. I do want to go into interiors with you. I did post a PDF of Alberti's perspective. I think his name is Leon Battista Alberti, and he was an architect, I believe in Florence in 1700s. So I think it's actually, 1400s. Let's go back, okay? Let's go back. If you go to Florence today, you will see a lot of the old architects' work. Oh boy, there's a lot. And there's so many beautiful stories. And I'm not talking wonderful, I'm talking intense, should have been made into movies. Stories about artists that had to compete to design basilicas and hospitals and just so many things. Perspective plays an amazing part because all the judges, they knew they were scientists, they were architects, they were craftspeople, they were guildsmen. At that time, artists went into guilds. If you were a sculptor, you went into a guild. And as a young artist like yourselves, you would have been an apprentice to maybe a master painter or a master sculptor like myself. Okay, and that's why classes were formed out of apprenticeships. Okay, and as you know, early on, artists really couldn't even in art academies couldn't even get really BFAs or masters. We got certificates in the United States and around the world because we were into guilds, like carpenters unions. That's what a guild was. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is perspective. I know you guys want to hear it. I know you want to oh no, perspective. Isn't that some kind of mathematical thing? Kind of, but not like that, okay? Your perspective is about your horizon line, and your horizon line goes way back as far as the eye can see, okay? Your eye level means everything. All right. So your horizon line goes back as if your eyes were shaping the end of the world. I know that you guys are very young, but there was a time when people believed that the world was flat and it wasn't round. And perspective comes from that. So what they could see was as far as they could see. And that's how they thought the world was, as far as I can see it. And that's where the horizon line is. That's where the horizon line was. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about horizon lines, the diverse horizon lines, and we're also going to talk about your interior and how you're going to create perspective in your interior. This use of perspective is used in everything. You're even doing it now. You do it all the time. It's just a matter of owning it today. And knowing what you're doing. So we would do, and I'm going to do a quick show for you, and then we're going to go right back into the last two artist work. Okay, we're going to give them our full attention on that. All right, and anything that you guys want to post, I am gonna do the posting board for all of us to share because we need to know our backgrounds, and that's how we become, allies and colleagues. I'm not going to push friends if you guys become friends, but we're going to talk about perspective. And I know a lot of you already know perspective. That's not a problem. Okay, I'm going to be using my pencil, or actually, why not just use the charcoal? The blessed charcoal. Now, I did list some images on our canvas of interiors. You're welcome to use them, okay? There are one's an interior of the home and one is an interior of an art studio. And there's diverse aspects of it, okay? You're welcome to use them. You're also welcome to do an interior of your home, okay? Now, I sent, it seems like we're always having, excuse me, AM problems. I sent an image to myself a while ago. So what I might have to do is I may try to upload the image right here onto our chat. Just give me, yeah, I got the chat. My interior. And in fact, what I see, I want to turn the camera to my interior, to tell you the truth. Let me see if I can actually do that, because I'm still looking for that interior. Let's see. I don't see it. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm going to shoot this over to us. It's really easy. It's not a big deal. And I'm going to post it right to our Zoom. That way we can see it immediately, okay? And then I'll post it to Canvas, but I think that we can just do this. Hold on for 1 second. I hate to get you, like that, where you're waiting for me. But take some time to go on Canvas right now and look at my PDF that I uploaded for you guys about Alberti. Could you please do that? I will have a video for you about Alberti and later today that I would like you to look at. Okay, great. I'll get it up in a hot shot. Just look over Alberti and understand what year he was working, and understand his ideas on perspective. So Alberti is the father of perspective and in dialogue. Okay, I'm sure Leonardo da Vinci had his ideas of perspective. I am sure that a lot of people had their own ideas of perspective, but this is the perspective of Alberti, and he basically gave us a really great diagram on what perspective was. I'll have it up in one hot shot. Excuse me. So just overlook that PFD and look it over. That's what I meant to say, not overlook it, look it over. Oh my goodness, isn't that interesting? I never even noticed the vice versa of that one. Okay. 1 second. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay. Here's my message to everyone. Now, this is the corner of the room that I am going to be working in. So just take a nice look, everyone. I think I sent it to you, okay? All right. And then I'll put it on Canvas for you guys too. Great. So I'm going to show you perspective very quickly. So I'm looking at the corner. Look at your chat and you'll see the photograph. I'm looking at this corner, but I am here, right? So my corner, and I'm going to do, it's right there. Oops, sorry. Right there, okay? I didn't want it that deep. So I have a photograph here, but we're not going to do all that. We're going to do perspective right now. My eye level of this perspective. and how I'm going to be looking at it. So I can choose to to go back some and choose to look at perspective the way I want to look at perspective. Maybe I want to look up at the perspective, right? So here I am, my horizon line goes up. Right next to that is a hat. Okay, let's just do that as if it was a doorway. Right? It's like a hat from Puerto Rico, and it's made of straw, and it's the kind of hat, it does all this stuff. It's got like all this straw. It's really amazing. It lays flat, you can travel. Anyway, so let's just say this is the hat. It's a little sorted hat. and it hangs on the wall. Okay. There's all kinds of straw here. This is my horizon line, and anything that comes from my horizon line is going to be, and I'll do it very lightly, in the ways of to where I am. So if I am here, where I am, I'm here, like I'm here. I'm like here, right? Here I am, my horizon line that I'm looking up because I'm looking up at this hat. You see that? I'm looking up at this hat. Here I am, and now it's going to go down to the floor. And everywhere I go, here we go, right? This is the wall. And the wall goes this way. I can go even further. I can now go to my horizon line, and here's the floor. I can go all the way back to where, measure back diagonally to where this line, this crevice of the wall, this corner has a floor. You see that? Right? I am here. So my floor from where I am, let's say I'm looking down now, my horizon line becomes here where the floor is. I'm just going to do it now. Look at me. Here I go. I'm going to do it very lightly. I'm going to go, here's my eyes. Here's my nose, my little mouth, me, my little pretty dress. Okay? Whatever. Got really long legs. Anyway, here I am. My eyes are going down to the floor, to the corner, right? Which really goes this way. Okay, so get that out. It really goes that way because it's a corner. And here I am looking down. Look at my horizon line. So everything is going to be in between this horizon line. And everything between these horizon lines, that's the measurement. As things go distant, things get smaller. Am I right? I mean, you guys already knew that, right? Got a question? Anybody got a question? Those PFDs are yours. And I'm going to show you more on Alberti. Really designed just for you guys, okay? Artists and ageless. You are ageless. Artists are ageless. They're going to be the same energy artists as they get 100 years old. Their mind is thinking they'll always be young. So don't worry about age. So everything. Okay, so let's say I have here. Now anything on the side of it is going to be like there's a painting here, right? Anything on the side of that, I mean, let's see, if I use my horizon line, okay, so let's say the painting is a little higher, but there you go. Okay, so in connection to that hat, and I go down, the painting goes through the horizon lines, over, right? Because it's kind of flat, right? And here, so that's not here or there. But the amazing things are going to be things that are caught in the horizon line and how they veer off to the distance, So let's say there was another person, or a photograph, or let me see what I could put there. Let's say, well, let's just draw what we say. So let's say I'm looking at this still life from yesterday, and it goes here. It's right, it starts here. Here. Already in my horizon line, I know that the skull that we were using is going to be not this size. but this size, because the horizon line also pushes it back. Even though it may be the same, almost the same size as my face, that horizon line, even though, because I'm looking down at it, it changes its perspective, right? It changes its perspective, its size, the angle. My horizon line has caught it right through here, that the skull goes down, it goes here, goes here. The horizon line has been so good to us that we are able to create things from a bird's eye view and from an ant's eye view, right? So the bird's eye view is looking down from the sky, right? But see, look how this, see the horizon line does this? So you see what I'm saying? It makes it in a distance. Our eyes see in a distance. Things become further back. It's even better. I'm going to just use, let's just use this area here, okay? Does everybody understand the horizon line? It's as far as your eye can see. So at that level where your eye is where that horizon line, where you're looking, okay? So if you're looking up and it's a bird's eye view, no, you're looking ant's eye view, then your horizon line is up here in the center and it goes this way. You see? Because you're looking up. So wait a minute, so your horizon line would be all the way up, right? Let me think. So if you're looking up, yeah, if you're looking up, everything becomes bigger as you go up and everything becomes smaller as you go down, right? Because you're looking up. But when you're looking down, everything goes bigger. Let me see. So when you're looking down, yeah. So let's say the bird is flying, right? And the bird is flying. There's the bird, who kind of looks like a human, but it's okay. That bird is looking down. Our horizon lines are as far as you can see it, it's the floor. So it's absolutely the opposite. So that's where you get, and I'm going to just turn here. I want you to just look at this end of the paper and just look. So that's where you get these buildings that go in your animation series, and they kind of go like wild, you know? Like, let's see, if they're here, you know, shooting out here, here, your horizon line is the sky. You get these buildings, and they go like this, and they go like that. And they're small, okay? And somehow you're looking down on them. So you would be looking down on this building, all right? You can't see the street. The street's so tiny, right? Let's say the street goes back some to this. Yeah, it goes back. Here's the street. There's the street right there. It goes all the way back as far as the eye can see, which, you know, and then, so you got this one. You got that down. You got that down. Okay, you're looking down. You're probably going to put some kind of like, you know, helicopter up here or something. But regardless, you have a continuum. Okay, so your continuum goes all the way back to, let's say, well, this person doesn't exist anymore because we're looking down at the bird, and the bird is looking down. The bird is looking down. Let me see. So if the bird is looking here, the bird was going, actually, it might be, I'm going to try to make the bird do what I want it to do. Okay. Let's see. So also, so if the bird is looking here, so it's going, so we have all these other buildings that are next to it, and they're all in horizon line. Trying to get the horizon line to match the building, so I don't have to change the building because it's, you know. So let's bring the building out. There we go. This is the inside of the building on the rooftop. Okay. Here's my sides. There's some more. We're going to make another building fitting in the horizon line. We're going, let's go this way. We're going this way. I'll move that. Here's another building right there. So we're constantly getting smaller. Okay. But now this building comes before that one. Do you see what I'm doing? You see? It's like a domino effect, right? Here's another building. Let's see how we're going to do this. Here's another building. Here's this building. There it goes. Here's another building. They're getting more off into the distance. I'm using my lines that I've made here to kind of, here, let me see. I'm using these lines, so they're constantly got to be like this. Do you see? Are you following? Because that was it's kind of like, whether that was clear. Okay, right? Are you guys seeing what I'm trying to create here? Okay. This one comes out further, but still, they're going to have the same like, how do you say it? Marks for the horizon line. It all has to be angled back up here. This is your horizon line dot. Here's your horizon. Well, this is the sky. So your horizon line is down here. But you want to do, this is the dot. So everything comes back to this dot. You understand? That's one building. That's another building. I'm making zigzag buildings. I can do another one. Let me see. Another building is right here. And I want it to go this way too. So we know that the side of the building is going to go down to an angle. They go back. See that? They're all, but here's the front. So it's actually closer to you, but it can go on like that and on like that and on like that for as long as the eye can see. So it can go continuously. Excuse me. So we have another one. There's the front of that one starting to disappear. Here's another one. That's another top of the building. That one, front of that one. Here's back. Okay. Another one. You know, so what you're doing is you are creating this whole like row of buildings, and here's their end, there's their top. See? There they go. All the way down. You could do it all the way down. You could actually do this all the way down the rooftops of these buildings as they get bigger and bigger. They're going to get closer and closer. Okay. Perspective. You can play around with it. You can manipulate it. Of course you can. Of course you can. You can do a lot of things. I just want to try to figure out where my front of the building goes down. Sorry. Say I'm going to make mine like that. These are the rooftops, right? So this bird gets this great view of the rooftops. That's where all the action is, right? And it goes and continues to go down. But everything in this little sphere, because you know the street is now here, right? The street is here. This building, this is the one you see up close. So you're going to be able to see the windows of this one. But everything is going to go in perspective. So the windows start here and they go down. The windows start here. If the rooftop is here, the building is here, and the horizon line goes down, then the windows start and they go this way. Maybe a little smaller on this side. So my building goes like that. The rooftop, helicopter, whatever they do. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, that's one rooftop. We got a whole bunch of things going on all these other rooftops until you can see nothing, until it goes all the way back in the horizon line. You can manipulate this any way you want. If you see, I even put this building in the back, but yet my windows are going to have to do the same thing. See? They get smaller. And then they become almost, you can't see them at all. You know, you can play around with this in here. Here's this. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you. Do you get that? If you don't get that, that's totally clear to me. I did a lot of crazy things with my fingers and stuff on this, but and moved around and kind of found my perspective in this drawing, as you would too. And here, this is the facing. So this building is the one you actually see the most, because this building is going to come to you. This building is going to be closer to you, so you can give more detail to that one. So my horizon line is also kind of crooked, and it does a little turn, but that's okay, because you're measuring back. And really, it's up there, like you feel like it's up there, but it's just going back in the distance. And everything around it is going to go from this viewpoint, from that viewpoint, and down, okay? And down. The ground is going to be the horizon line, because you're up here looking down. So everything, the streets, even this part, you're going to have to go that way. So here we go. My eye's going this way, right? So we know that here, okay, so I'm not going to make another line, but let's say this is the street or something, and this is that building. So we know that this building is going to go down. So these buildings are going to be like this, okay? And this is closest to us. So let's say that the windows start here, right? You go like that. So this window is here. And this person looking out. And then there is, and that's just that window. And then there's, here we go, this window here. Okay, so it's all going to be the same, right? You may have a little bit of space here, but we're going to do this. And we could even go down here, and there's a door. Let's say there's a door here, and there's a big sign. And hi. And even that should be in horizon. Even that should be in perspective. Do you see that? So let's say there's a door here. The door, same thing, perspective. Don't change it. It goes like that, right? The sidewalk is here. Or the machapede, okay? Sidewalk, same thing. So you want the window here, on the next building is going to be here, a little bit more off to the distance, here, okay? All right, here, same thing. So you made yourself some kind of measurement tool, because you're definitely relating to what your eye sees, and you need so badly to convey. Am I right? So does everybody get that? Okay, here's the street. This should help. Okay. Okay. Remember our bird. There's the wing, got all caught up. But and here, let's do another one. Let's see, we're gonna do this one. We do another little door. Okay. And so what we're getting is almost like the bird is looking down from my point, because that's me, I'm looking down from my point. But if you really wanted to do the bird's eye view, you would take a picture of what your horizon really is. So you would look down and you would see the floor, right? But so you don't see anything in the floor's way. So maybe you would stand up on a ladder, or you stand up in a higher position where you could see everything that's looking down at the floor. And then that way you can manipulate your perspective. So the same thing would be if you were doing the ant's eye view. The ant's eye view would be down here, and everything would go, let me see, let me see what it would go smaller, right? So it would be big, and then it would get small. So this would be bigger, and then the rooftops we would hardly ever see, right? We would be like, oh man, I can't even see it because it's so big, it's so tall. It goes into the sky. And that's like, let's see, so if we were going to do the horizon line, it would be as far as we could see it. It would be the sky, and it would be, so it would be like, here's the ant, and here's how he looked at everything. Up. Wait, no, it would be this way, up, like that. Sorry. So used to doing the bird's eye view, but sorry, and here. So it would be like, let's say, We're going back. It would be, let me see, this view is so tricky. It would be, let's say, a small building, a large building from their perspective. It would be anti view. So I have to keep doing anti view. It's so strange. It would be a regular building that goes off into, like you wouldn't be able to see the top. So it would be, see the building this way. It would go straight down so high that we would only see, trying to figure out how to do this one. We're here and Aunt is here and they're looking up here. So they would see only the, almost the pentacle of the building. So the building could go like this. There you go. And the, let's say that the windows on this building, over here. So we don't even see the top of the building. Okay, we're not even looking at the top of the building, but we see this door here. It's going to be totally different. And the ant is right here. Everything that the ant sees is going to be from their perspective. All the way up. Okay. All the way up. It gets smaller. It will get smaller. Okay, so this is the window. I mean, this is the door, right? Their perspective. So the next one would all be in line with that perspective. So let's see, it would be larger. So this window, let's say this window is a really big window and it's going to just be really large. And it would go all the way down like this. Everything would go to this horizon line. Everything would be connected. So it could share the perspective, you know? So let's see if we can go even smaller. And so we're seeing, there we go. Now we're only seeing a little bit of that window because it's going off into the distance. See that? Again, the same one, the next one. You would draw the line to your ant. Again, going off into the distance. So we lined it up. You hardly see these windows. You see? See how that starts to go down to this ant's view? I gotta go all the way down on this one too. That would be in the distance. There we go. I think we can see a little bit of what I'm talking about right now. You're looking at the distance, all the perspective. Everything is in perspective. There is no one way, oh, this is the ant's view and not the ant's view. It has to be from your view, from where you want to see it. It's going to either be larger or smaller. This is going off into the distance. Here, we see another horizon line back here where the ant is. So we have actually another building here. So we just made another building. And this is the window for that one too. This is the window for that one. But look, it gets kind of like in your face here, right? Here's another window. So you gotta put it back to the ant. Okay, so that window in that way, it's on an angle. And there's another window. We'll take it from here, let's see. It's gotta be on an angle. You gotta just get right to the ant. We could go across, we'll go that way. Okay, here's a picture window. There's another one. It's got to be in line with this one. But if you see, because it's going into this weird diagonal of how the ant sees things, this one's going to be right in his face, this window right here. It goes smaller. There's another building. Here's another building. Okay, in the distance. There you go. Do we see this? If you don't see this, please raise your hand. Let me know. Or just unmute yourself. You know I'm good at that. Just saying, I'm lost. What did you just do? okay? So this is where I was working. These are my lines. This is my ant, okay? These lines are how he's looking up or she's looking up, right? And they measure back. I bring them across. That's the other side of the building. Here we are. There we are. Here we are, and here we are. Now, this one that's closer to the bottom is going to be much more visible. It's going to be the ant's view. He's closer to it, so he can see it better. In perspective, this is going to start to get tinier. Here we go. We're going to go over. This is the end of the building, okay? That's the end of the building. It's as high as it went. Now, from that ant's eye view, wubba, wubba, wubba. Here we are. There is a window here. See that inside view, that window goes. See, it goes this way. Right, we were going to fit that window in. Everything of that window has to go back to the perspective. That's how you would measure it. That's how you would see it in its perspective. Let's see, we could do that. It's going to have to go back to perspective. So it's going to be on a slant. Right, because that's the vision. That's the view that they have. So it's going to be up, over. I want to go over, but I have to keep everything in line with perspective. It may not look like you want to, like it's supposed to go at a slant, but everything probably needs to go at a slant. So there we go. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. And there we go. And then this one is on the same plane level field. Okay. So you can change your perspective as dramatically as you want. You know, this would be the face. This is the front of the building, and this is the side of the building. The side of the building is closer to us, so we should be able to see more. Okay, so we can just go all the way up. We can go all the way up. Here's a window. You know, but I think we're going to have more of it. I think it should be this way, so we can see a little bit more because it's facing us, so it shouldn't have to be on a slant. But it is on an ant size view. So if you can see, there's other buildings that I created in this horizon. How you treat your facing, you see that it's going up, right? Let's say if we went even further. Yeah, let me get another one. So we went even further, and we just drew these lines of where the buildings are. Okay. I'm going to try to get rid of it without getting rid of the line. Okay, inside view. So actually the window is going to get smaller. If we decided all our windows were going to be aligned like this, they still get smaller because they have to match the horizon line of the ants. I mean, they have to match the eye view of the ant. So our window is going to be like this. And it's just going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So you don't even see them. The different levels are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And this will be the top of the building, right? And then the building actually goes down the street and there's other buildings. Are you getting that? Did you get my tower? That's what it is, like a tower, right? There we go. You understand? This is the side, this is the facing of the building. So let's say this is the building and this is the street. Let's see how we're gonna do this. So it actually it actually seems like your horizon line gets smaller. These are the clouds, right? These are clouds, right? This is the street. It goes all the way back and it just ends here because the horizon line is not gonna, it's not looking down at the street. It's not looking over at the street. It's looking up at the sky. So the street is here, right? And then there's all these other buildings that you can put. If you're going all the way down here, then you can definitely catch the other buildings. But I actually stopped at one point. That was the top of my building. So if that was the top of my building, then that was the height of the other buildings that I created in the front of this building that I created. Oh, hold on, let me get something. I get a little something for you. That will help. Dios mío. I don't know what I did with my kneaded eraser. I just had it. Excuse me, guys. I just had that kneaded eraser. But anyway, I'm just going to have to use something else. Yeah, because I'll pick it up. I'll find it. But right now, I'll just use something else. So I'm trying to give you the face of the building is right here, right? So when I made my top of my building, I shortened it. The other faces of the buildings went down the street, and they were only that high. Can you see that? I can help. Let's just say I use this. They were only this high, right? Okay, front of the buildings, right there. Okay, so you only had that much to play with for the front of the building, and the side of the building that was closest was still getting smaller because all those windows had to align back to the horizon line. Not only did they have to align back into the horizon line, but we even go deeper. And we saw the front of the building and how it aligns to the horizon line. And that's how you would do the windows here and the treatments here. They go down. You see, they go down all the way down, little. The windows get little, smaller, smaller, and smaller. And the rooftops get smaller and smaller and smaller. See that? Right? Because our horizon line did that to them. And if they went up into the sky, our horizon line would just make it bigger, right? It'd just be taller. But it would be the same thing. You probably wouldn't see. There's the buildings now. You see? So there we go. That's the ant here. Then everything has to be measured off of the ant. Everything. The horizon line is here. So it just goes down. All the buildings would go down. They would be up and then they go down. And this is a corner view. So this would be the edge of the building is right in here. Okay, these are the windows looking up. This is the street scene of that going forward. Here we got this black tar street, whatever it is, and it goes like that. Okay, so that would be the ant's view on a corner view of them looking at, you know, this building, probably actually from here, but I put them here. Okay. All right. Does everybody have any questions about that one? Can you hear me okay? Yeah? Okay. Can you hear me okay now? Yeah? Did you hear the whole demo? Okay, good. All right, I'll be posting these demos soon too. Okay, I see. Okay, cool, I see. Okay, I'm on the phone here. You know that phone thing, you gotta really look. But I'm gonna switch over soon. I just wanna make sure, yeah, we are recording. Good. Now I'm gonna switch over and we're gonna go on and talk about the last two artists' works. And I'm going to sign off here. So I'll just be signing on to the laptop here and we'll be talking, okay? Okay, and then I'm going to say, let's do break. I want you to start doing your interiors. I want you to just look it over. You have time, you know? Look over the photos. If you do an interior of your own home and you want to do whatever perspective you want, if you just want to do a frontal perspective where you're looking at it, that's fine. Just give us, when we start looking at your work, give us that. Write it down. Start to learn to write down your information next to your artwork. And that would be your name, the size of the work, what you're working on, whether it's drawing paper, charcoal paper, or canvas, whatever you're working on. And give us your perspective on this one. You don't usually have to write down the perspective, but let's say the perspective will be the title of the work, okay, in this case. So it would be, oh, I'm in a frontal or perspective, or I think they even have 3-point, perspective. You can do ant's eye view, you can do bird's eye view. You can choose your perspective, okay? And that would be great. So I already sent you a couple photos of an interior, and I'd like you to turn that around into a perspective. So choose a corner, choose a chair, choose a window to focus on, and go from there, that perspective. You may have to enlarge it a bit, just so you can see, get a good, nice feel of it. I'm not sure whether you're all working on phones or laptops, but you gotta make it work. And if it's not an image that I'm giving you, create one, and then take a picture of that and let us see it when you post. So you'll have all day to take that photo, okay? But you know what I mean? Like when we post, that's what I want you to do. Let us know where you're at, as opposed in your eye work, okay, where you're working, okay? So give us a minute. I'm gonna switch off of here.